What's going on, Jets fans? Welcome into NYJ today. The Senior Bowl is now less than 2 weeks away. Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh's coaching staff have an awesome opportunity being able to coach at these practices and during the game. I've got some players for you that I think the Jets should be absolutely all over because not only do they fill positional needs, they're really, really good football players. Let's go ahead and get after it. Before I get into the video, if I could get you to please jet up the like button, and if you're new here and you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I do want to let you know we will be live this upcoming Wednesday, January 26th at 8 p.m. We'll be talking all things Jets offseason. The Senior Bowl is fast approaching, the NFL draft, NFL free agency. Come join us. Give us your takes. We would love to involve you in the show. Hope you guys check that out. That link will be in the description. The first player on this list should come as no surprise to Jets fans. It's tight end Trey McBride out of Colorado State, the 6'4", 260-pound tight end. So all Jets fans, we all want a tight end brought onto this team early in the draft to not only help Zach Wilson with his, receiving targets, but also to help this running game get going. We had guys like Ryan Griffin out there, Tyler Kroft out there. No offense to the Kenny Yeboah truthers out there, but we also had him, out on the field this past season. I want a guy that is bona fide. And again, you're going to have to take this guy pretty early in the NFL draft. And I think that's the one concern that I have with Trey McBride potentially, being able to land with the Jets. We are not taking him, obviously, at 4 or at number 10. And then we're drafting, early in the second round, but this is probably tight end 1 in the NFL draft. So there's a really good chance that if the New York Jets want to land Trey McBride, they're going to have to do it in the late rounds. So they might have to trade up from that 35th overall draft pick to land this guy. The production is there, over 1,000 yards in his final year at Colorado State. I love what I see, his nastiness, his tenacity, physicality. It's the whole package, guys. I'll be honest with you. And I think that, if you love watching college players leading up to the NFL draft, I highly recommend you watch some of Trey McBride. The next player on this list is going to be guard Zion Johnson out of Boston College. I love stories where guys have to fight and claw their way up and earn everything that they get. And Zion Johnson is a beautiful example of that. This is a guy that received 0 FBS offers coming out of high school, had to fight and claw and start playing football at the FCS level at Davidson College. So he played 2 years there and then transferred over to Boston College and played really, really good football. This was a guy that played in a triple option offense. And so his strength in, his blocking is the running game. This is a guy that's going to help Michael Carter to get going. And we really need the offensive line to start opening up some big running lanes. And again, I think that, when you look at his college career, he did play some games at left tackle, and he played the majority at left guard. Based on what I'm reading and what I'm seeing from him, this is not a guy that can play on the outside in the NFL. This is going to be a guy that plays in the interior. So that could be something that Joe Douglas will want to see, is can he push out to the outside? Because I think Joe Douglas values versatility in his offensive linemen. But I think that if you're looking for a guard in the NFL draft, and if we miss out on some free agents, this is a great player to land. Linebacker Devin Lloyd from Utah. This is a guy that presents size-speed combination that Joe Douglas just absolutely loves in his football players. And when you take a look at the production, when you take a look at the game tape, this is a guy that flies all around the field. And what I personally love about Devin Lloyd is this is a chess piece. This is not a guy that's just a coverage linebacker. This is not just a linebacker that's going to help to run stuff. This guy actually took reps at the edge position and played some pass rushing situations. So to me, one of the things that the Jets really lacked on defense last year not only was pass rush, but also, some complexity and some variety, and having to be able to move pieces around on defense to really confuse the quarterbacks. And so Devin Lloyd offers great coverage ability, sideline to sideline speed, but he also offers some upside in pass rushing. He had several sacks in college during his career. And so if you're Joe Douglas and if you're Robert Saleh and Jeff Ulbrich and you're coaching this guy, I don't see how you can't watch him on the field at practice and during the game and just see the, you know, the high upside that he offers for our defense if we do draft him. Now, the one thing I will point out before I move along here is that he does get sometimes flat-footed. Technique kind of falls apart a little bit when he's tackling. It's something that he will need coaching on. And then the last thing is that he will be 24 years old as a rookie. Kind of reminds me of Marcus May a little bit in that regard, but this is a damn good football player, and we really should be considering him in the draft. Defensive end Cameron Thomas at San Diego State University. It is impossible to watch him on the field with his number 99 jersey and the way he's built and the style of play that he has. It's impossible to not think of J.J. Watt when you watch him play. So this is a guy with really long arms, really good size, and a guy versatility. I talked about it in the previous segment. This is a guy who offers some versatility in his pass rushing. He can play inside on that defensive line. He can also play the edge as well. And this is a guy with a lot of production over the course of his college career. And he had an outstanding final year at San Diego State. Nearly doubled his production in all of the categories. 20 and a half TFLs in his final season at college. I think a lot of people are going to point to the fact that he played in the Mountain West Conference and, he's playing lesser competition. Listen, guys, whoever you're going against, whoever you're lined up against, you need to win your matchup. And in most cases, Cameron Thomas was doing that. And so if this guy slips a little bit, I think that he and Zion Johnson are going to be in that range for early second round, potentially late first round pick. If this guy does slip to the second round, Joe Douglas would be I think he would be very, very interested in a player like Cameron Thomas. So much flexibility. And then again, if you think about Cameron Thomas, pairing him up with, Jonathan Franklin Myers, you could do all kinds of stunting on the defensive line with these guys. Quinnen Williams, obviously Carl Lawson. So I think there's a lot of intrigue with this guy. And again, a lot of people are not talking about him because he's not Aiden Hutchinson and he's not Kayvon Thibodeau. The final player on this list is going to be safety Kirby Joseph out of Illinois. He's 6 foot tall. He's 200 pounds. Offers a lot of range in that safety position. The one big red flag with Kirby is that he did not have much production at all prior to this year. So he is sort of a one-year wonder, in college football, but there's a lot of upside here with this draft pick. And again, I think that that's the kind of move that Joe Douglas likes to make in the NFL draft. He does not, he's not afraid to take a big swing to potentially hit a home run. And so Kirby Joseph, in my mind, he kind of feels like that kind of player for Joe Douglas. Does he play well at the Senior Bowl practices? Does he play well during the Senior Bowl game? This is a guy that could move up the draft boards based on how he does at these practices. But again, last year he was one of the most improved players in all of college football. And PFF, if you're into PFF, they had him rated as the number 1 DB in all of college football during the regular season. So this is a guy, again, big time upside, fills a huge need, and again, feels like a Joe Douglas draft pick. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Who are some players that you're keeping an eye out for at the Senior Bowl? I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Please just go ahead and fill up those comments and I will respond. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Go Jets, and I'll see you guys next time.